there playing peanuts.
My older sister, I have an older sister and a younger sister. My older sister,
Your older sister's 92.
92 years old.
Wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're born so far apart. But she has been the person at fault in 13 or 14 car accidents.
What?
Yeah.
Take her license away.
I know.
That's it. What state is this in?
A few, but mostly in Wisconsin and Florida.
She's a national problem on the road.
It's unbelievable.
Well, time out. Let me ask you something, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin, there isn't a 3-strike law. So maybe that's why because
That's where she started driving.
Okay. Because I don't know if you know this. We used to joke about this in Chicago. Wisconsin has no law in DUI culture. If you get 3 DUIs, you have a license. Your license is expelled for the rest of your life, right? Well, 3-strike law states, California.
Yeah.
Most places that
Illinois
have
like that.
Yeah. If you have three DUIs, you're done for done.
Yeah.
Wisconsin does not have a 3-strike law for DUIs. There was a woman. Sorry to interject, but there was a woman. I remember reading a story. She had 12 DUIs.
Yeah, I've always heard those stories. And
but Wisconsin. Because Wisconsin cops are like, come on, Betty, get home, will you? And she's like, all right, you get it at home. They're like, oh, shit.
Gotta take you in.
Come on. Will you follow us? Will you follow us? Can you, Wisconsin has that, drinking country lifestyle where they're like, she's fine.
You were queer. Yeah. Falls asleep. Yeah, we gotta take her in.
Every guy in comedy has a small penis or smallish penis. How about that?
Or is unaware that it's not small if it isn't.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Actually, I found out how medium penised I am, and it made me so happy. In high school, high school was when you find out if you have a small penis, a big penis, or a medium penis.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I played sports, and then you see other penises, and you go,
dicks,
okay, bigger, smaller, same, smaller, same.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had 2 pro athletes that I played sport. Yeah, dude, my high school pushed out pro athletes.
Wow.
2
Big
brothers
dicks?
that both played in the NFL.
Big dicks.
I mean, absurd. You knew that they knew, but you also at some point, and I was the first one to make a joke about it. I'd be like, wear a towel. He would walk around after we showered and chat with people.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, where are you going tonight? And you're like, come on, will ya?
Yeah. Same.
I showered with clothes on.
We did too.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who would also, showers are done.
Yeah.
And he had a thigh slapper.
Yeah.
And he would just go around and be like, oh, did you guys see it? And we're like, dude, come on.
He's like,
and
yo,
we
that
see
last
it
play. And you're like,
it's banging on his thigh. And we're like, all right, man.
Have you ever witnessed a surgery?
no. Have you?
Many.
Really?
Yeah. I had the wild idea that I wanted to be a doctor, a surgeon.
You did?
Well, this is young though.
Yeah, sure.
So I was like a freshman in high school, and I'm like, I think I want to be a doctor. I mean, I'm a freshman.
Aren't your parents like, come on?
Yeah, of course. But I think they were like, well, this is a good sign.
It's a good sign, but also
Yeah.
no.
He's fucking dumb. He's not going to do
We
it.
can't get.
But I was like, yes, I do. I mean, I'm very convincing, and they're like, okay. So I go, I think I want to be like a surgeon though, so
yeah.
My dad calls his brother, who's like a well-known doctor, who sets me up.
Is your dad a doctor, by the way?
No.
Okay.
His brother. And sets me up to go to the Mayo in Jacksonville and witness surgery for a day.
To just be a part of it.
I get there 7 a.m. and I'm a freshman. I remember that one of the doctors goes, what school do you go to? I was kind of a big kid,
Yeah.
I mean, for a freshman in high school, I was probably, I don't know, 5'9", 5'10", and 185 or something. Full size.
Yeah.
And he was like, what school do you go to? And I say my high school, and he's like, that's a university? And I go, I'm in high school. He was like, you're in high school. So I think he thought he was
Did you
also
eat the other high school boys?
Well, he goes why are you, he thought he was going to take a college kid.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, so you're here. I was like, I want to do this. And he was like, okay.
All right.
So I witnessed 13 surgeries that day.
Holy fuck.
They start me first thing, I'm at the hospital 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's like, all right. And he takes me in, the first surgery we witness is to an 87-year-old woman who's having a cyst removed from her vagina.
Oh, my God.
And I go in there, and he's like, you're going to stand here. He goes, so I'm standing at the foot of the bed.
And you standing in like in the smock and all
staring
that shit?
straight up. Yeah. I'm covered and everything. And he goes, come here. And he pulls me aside. He goes, just so you know, she's not under. So if you say something, she can hear it. And I go,
she's
okay.
awake for the surgery?
Yeah, she's just like anesthetized.
Right. From
below
down.
the waist.
Yeah.
Dude, they start and like, so there's this 87-year-old pussy just like wide open in front of me. And I'm like, all right.
That's how you knew you were gay.
I knew it. And then he's like, they go in there and then he's like, here's the cyst. And then he's like, holy shit, like this is enormous. So they start bringing in other people to look at it. And then they go like, Edith. And she's like, yes. He goes, we're going to take some pictures. And she's like, okay.
We just want to post this stuff,
He's
man,
like,
on MySpace. This is
he
wild.
goes, we've never seen one this size. So this is going to be in a journal. But your face won't be in the photos or anything like that, okay?
She just gives like a rock on above it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
And so they start taking pictures. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And then he pops it. And it's just like oozing.
Oh my God.
And we leave that. And he was like, wasn't that something? And I go, yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm going to get into stand-up comedy.
Yeah. He's like,
there's male etiquette to bathroom stuff that women don't have to worry about. It was when you walk in. Yesterday I was in the urinal. I took the furthest one. And, of course, a guy went just one too close to me. But there was one right next to the sink that he could have taken.
Doing,
And it's impossible to not look as a guy. If you're finishing to turn, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to see it. And I saw it, and it was huge. And I was like, he wanted me to see it.
He wanted you. He got close for you to see it.
He wanted me to see it.
Yeah.
And so what did I do to him? I pulled mine back out, and I go, are you happy now?
Yeah.
Fine.
And
I put it back away. I put it right back into my balls where it goes.
Don't you hate when you're at a urinal and you feel like you don't have like good like length at the moment?
Oh, length.
You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I'm just gonna like, just in case someone walks in, I'm gonna give it a little tug right now.
Oh, I shake. Yeah, I'll do a little waggle around.
Let's get a little blood going.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what I do is I pull up the head and I smack it.
Yeah.
You just pull it up and you
hard?
smack.
Wow.
Yeah, right underneath. Just get it going.
Yeah.
It'll start to really move and get thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good move. That's a good tactic, man.
And I know internally they probably talk shit to each other. They're like,
Sure.
what are you? It's like, I'm a podiatrist or an orthopedist, and they're like, oh, bitch.
oh,
Like, do they shit on each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, if you're a surgeon, they're like top tier shit, and they look at the other doctors like bitches. Like, oh, is that you?
they
fucking?
absolutely do.
That's so funny. to me.
The general surgeons, I'm saying, are up there. Cardiology, like heart surgeons.
Well, that's legit,
neurologists.
right?
You know, you're doing like.
Who's the lowest of the who's the one that they mock the most?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's probably chiropractors. You know.
Yeah.
But then, even if you're
Are you
just
gonna
like,
fix his back? They mock.
yeah. I mean, they're like, you're not. But I mean, I'm sure they definitely all. If you're like, you know, your general physician, they realize that you're a necessity. You're needed. But they're like, they are.
What are you really
They're
doing?
like, you know that
They call him Wikipedia.
I'm way above you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, here comes Dr. Wikipedia
Yeah,
with his generalization.
WebMD's here, everyone. Yeah.
Are you gonna guess what someone has again, Mike? Is that what you're gonna do?
So your whole thing is that you refer your patients to us?
So it's exciting, man.
I'm excited for you guys. It is cool. I would dare you to not see Rogan or talk to him the whole time that you're there.
That'd be hilarious.
How
And
funny.
then-
You guys moved there for like.
And then in like 2030, I'm like, do you live here too?
Have you seen what he's doing down there? His club and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking wild. I mean, good. Rebuilding the universe. I mean, it's just it has to be somewhere. It's cool if that place becomes an epicenter of comedy.
I know so many people moving there.
Yeah, I can't.
No.
We just bought this house, and I have almost no money.
Welcome
So
to
at
my
this
life.
point, I can't do it. I just gotta the only way is if, I'd be so hard. It'd be so hard to do. Also, I've got the podcast with Noodles, and like, what am I gonna do with that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't leave here.
Dude, it would be awesome if you moved there and just started it with just any Korean guy. Like a random Korean guy.
Yeah.
And it was just bad and you never said anything.
Yeah.
And
It would piss him
and
off
you
so
just got
much.
to know him on the podcast.
And it became a huge hit. They're like, these guys are the shit. I steal everything from the studio.
Everything.
It's all bad friend stuff. Yeah.
And do you mind if I call you Bob? He's like, oh, okay.
He's like, fine for me. Doctors treat nurses the way from just what I've heard, you treat everyone that's ever opened for you.
Oh, I'm
You are
savage.
brutal.
Yeah.
You're brutal. Somebody told me one time, whoever was opening for you a couple years ago, not only did they couldn't get a hotel, you forced them to, you rented a car at Hertz. You rented like a Chevy Volt, and you made them sleep in the car.
I did, and
But
I also
you wouldn't turn it on. No,
I don't
heat,
turn it on. No
wow.
heat. You got because it's about getting like. I realize I'm a coach for these openers.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say bitches?
Well, I was
These
gonna
bitch-ass
say
openers? Is that what you're gonna say?
I also asked for a feature gift.
But
So
they have to bring you.
they have to
something.
bring me a gift, and
Oh,
so the
wow.
first time that I was educating one of them on it, and they were like, well, "What's a feature gift?" And I'm like, "Well, you gift the headliner
Mm-hmm.
as a way of saying, thank you for having me."
Mm-hmm.
And the opener was like, "Well, how much should I spend?" And I go, "How much are you earning this week?"
Right.
So she said, $500. And I
Right.
go, something around $500.
$500 to $600.
Yeah, it should be.
They
the
should be
gift.
willing to take a loss to open for you.
Yeah, of course.
Financially, because I have heard what you typically do is if a feature is getting a certain amount of money, let's just make an arbitrary. Let's just
Yeah.
say like, oh, they get $700. I've heard that you dock depending on how many jokes you don't like.
Yeah.
That's true,
Oh yeah. If you don't open strong,
right? So is it how do you dock? Is it $10,
I don't want any.
$20?
Yeah, if you have a wildlife joke, you immediately lose $100.
Really? So it's
Yeah.
out.
Out.
And what's the biggest detrimental joke? Like, what joke can they tell that you really take away the most money? What is it that's like the thing that they just to inform listeners in case they don't know that you really start taking away money if they do a certain kind of joke or
Yeah, I mean, like if they do an accent or like, something about like, one time I was with my mom and
family stuff.
Yeah. Then I'll
you really cut it. Then it's then they
just
don't.
go right to half. Yeah.
Have you ever made sure that people that work with you don't get paid at all?
I try to like if I do a club,
Yeah.
I'll tell the club, I'll go, "Are you planning on paying them?" And they'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll go, "Just give it to me." Wow. Yeah.
And
And then they go like, "You'll pay them," and I go, "Yeah." Yeah, I'll pay them.
it's tough for the minorities. Speaking of which, Tom is doing shows for minorities. You're doing Spanish-speaking only shows. You're doing POC shows.
Mm-hmm.
Are whites allowed to go?
They can.
You don't
We
prefer
don't
them.
prefer it.
Right, I understand that. Will you sell? Are ticket prices higher for whites?
After you get seated, we do a collection.
Right.
At the
do you know how
white
fun
tables.
that would be? Honestly, I would fucking love to do.
Do you know that in today's world, everybody would be like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's how fucked up we are. That like, I would love to do a show where black people have a ticket price that's one, Latin people have a ticket price that's
Asian
one,
people.
and white people have to pay like a super premium.
Yeah, and they're like, as soon as you're like, if you're white, you walk in, they're like, and it's $500. And you're like, what?
But
To
you
go
know,
to the
whites are
show?
like, well, we'll put it on the card. I mean, it is worth the show.
Geez.
We love
okay.
Tom.